I'm sure most people at this point is familiar with the Diary of a Wimpy Kid franchise by now. As far as I'm aware, there has, as of late, been 4 movies and about 12 books that detail the shenanigans of the life of the protagonist named Greg Heffley. Greg isn't the only character in this book series though. We are introduced to his parents who are very protective of Greg to the point of annoyance, Manny and Roderick, who are Greg's younger and older brothers who get Greg into trouble and overall be a nuisance in his day-to-day life, which can be expected from siblings. But as well as Greg's family, there is one character in the book who is overly obedient and loyal to Greg. He definitely isn't very bright, far from it in fact, but nonetheless he does play a very important role in my experience with the Diary of a Wimpy Kid franchise, which I also hope somebody else has had a similar experience or sighting of what I have witnessed. In case you didn't know, the character I'm talking about is known as Rowley, or Greg's friend. Most people just perceive him as the clown, nothing more than a simple throwaway character, which I will admit is what my opinion used to be. But before Jeff Kinney himself sent me a scrapped project that was planned to be what I remember to be some sort of film production or project. Let's get into exactly how I was in contact with Jeff Kinney in the first place, who, in case you didn't know, is the author of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. I was at the time a massive fan of the franchise, buying book after book, and kids at my school would normally do the same. Thus far, there were about 2 movies and maybe 4 to 6 books, maybe. I'm not too sure, but more importantly, there was a rumour circulating around the playground about a 3rd movie in the works. Me being the avid fan I was sent mountains of emails to Jeff Kinney, pestering him to say the least. This went on for close to a week until I got an email from an unknown sender reading, Please leave me alone, with a 15-minute long video attachment. The video was titled Rowley's Turn.mp4. I was confused and excited. The video seemed legit and I clicked on it. It showed a video of Rowley from the first movies walking down the street. He looked sad, depressed even. I didn't take notice as much, as this may play into the story later, I thought. Animated thought bubbles floated over Rowley's head, similar to that of, do you know the scenes in Diary of a Wimpy Kid where, like, they get out the car and, they look like they're from the books? It's that one. Yeah, it was floating over Rowley's head. The best thing I can compare it to is the scenes in the original movies where cartoon characters are animated over live-action scenes. The speech bubbles had scribbled in them, similar to that of a 3-year-old's drawing with a black pencil. The camera zoomed in into the scribbles, and it was a picture of Greg Heffley with a devilish smile. When Rowley finally reached home and went into his room, there was some rope next to a chair. I got really confused, so he got the rope and he tied it into like a piece of string with like a ring at the end. He looked through the noose. Yeah, that's what it's called. It's called a noose, by the way, guys. And saw a gun. Rowley closed his eyes and the screen faded to black. The next day, Rowley invited Greg over to his house. Greg was playing with Rowley's toys when Rowley snuck up on him and he shot him in the back of his head. Rowley's parents were out, so they didn't know. I couldn't see what Rowley was doing, but it seemed like he was rubbing the back of Greg's head. He took his hand away and there was blood all over his fingers. He wiped it on a piece of paper and started to cry and moan. He got a chair and he put his head through the ring and kicked the chair away and hung there lifelessly. I finally realised what had happened. I was so scared and really upset. The camera then zoomed in on the paper, revealing, written in blood, "Zooey Mama." The video stopped. I couldn't sleep for days. And I'm still having night terrors about those words. Zooey Mama. Goodbye. Thank you for watching.